Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 4. This week
was crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy in like a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways. Namely how short the entire episode was.
What the fuck?
I'm
Is
mad.
it just that VH1 is like, oh, we're gonna put twice as many commercials in? Is that what's happening?
That's what it feels like. The whole episode felt so rushed. All the girls walk into the workroom. Kimora has just left. She leaves them a lipstick-stained banana. Just one last banana. Aja is still going all in on Valentina.
Well, as long as we're being real, I don't think Valentina should have been in the top 3.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
She had a real metamorphosis, though, this episode.
The award for most improved goes to...
Over the course of this highly rushed episode.
Yeah.
Was Jimmy
Aja!
I wore 4 items. I wore a panty, a chap, and a coat. Valentina came down the runway. I'm talking about you, bitch.
At the beginning, it seemed like Aja was like spiraling to a crescendo of, oh girl, you're gonna like send yourself home kind of thing. And I was like, oh no, this is like really getting bad.
Right?
And
I was worried.
I was like,
oh girl, this is not good. You gotta pull yourself together, but she did.
She totally did. Like, I was like, ooh, is she gonna be like the villain of the season, right? Like, is she gonna not learn her lesson and just like go all in? And I really thought...
she turned around real quick.
I mean, we'll see. But yes, she was safe this week. She wasn't in desperation mode.
Sure.
I'm just saying, we'll see.
That real frantic lip sync.
Oh boy, that was real frantic. Oh.
I still made a lot of you like, what? She slayed. And I was like, well,
she can dance.
Sure, but it was so manic.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was like, oh my god, so Aja's on cocaine and Kimora's lithium just kicked in. Like, maybe it was just that Kimora was so like...
that's maybe gonna come up again. That comparison may come up again. Can we talk about... Well, first of all, once again... No mini challenge. The Wendy Williams thing wasn't even on.
No, but yeah, they didn't even do the Wendy Williams. So it's like, where is all the time going? Like, really, I just want Drag Race to go on Netflix. Like, I just want it to be like a Netflix original, broadcast all across the world.
Full hour.
Yeah.
No commercials.
Well, the thing is, I was actually thinking about it this episode. I was like, the great thing about like a Netflix or someone who's like thinking outside the box is that they're like, fuck it. This episode's an hour and 18 minutes because that's how long this fucking challenge took and whatever.
I wouldn't want it all released at once.
No.
And that they kind of just do that. They don't do a weekly thing.
I guess that's true.
But if they did...
That would be huge.
There would be, people would be...
That's my thing with a competition show, and especially one like this, like you have to do it just...
This isn't Great British Bake Off where you're like, everyone's lovely, I love it.
Exactly.
Oh, someone lovely won.
Right.
Great. It's not that.
No, you have to like...
I love it.
It has to have the build-up and like the week by week. But yeah, like the pacing was real weird.
I hated it. I want them to release like an extended runway.
Yeah.
I
mean, we were like freezing frame by frame to get a look at these outfits, and even then it was hard. I want to see their looks, damn it.
Can we talk about Nina Bonina?
Oh my god, her
skeleton tank top?
She was just living in like Dia de los Muertos this whole episode.
So they break off into their teams.
Yeah.
And they don't show any footage of Aja's team practicing, getting ready, nothing.
I guess maybe because they were all working so well together and they just wanted to keep it really funny, and there was so much drama with the other team and they had to fit in 12 commercials. So like, you gotta pick and choose.
So annoying.
Kill your darlings, Avaryl.
Trinity's team, ooh girl. So Eureka was like back to her episode 1 self.
Oh my god, right.
And
just wouldn't shut up.
She's like, I don't know, do you think we should go ghetto? We should like be ghetto with it.
Ghetto fish, like, not on today.
No. Like they're all just like, it's so funny.
No.
This is me holding my hand up and following the rules that we set in place. If you're gonna set the rules, follow the rules.
Eureka needs to shut up.
Eureka won't shut the fuck up.
Eureka won't shut the fuck up.
And Trinity is just not having it.
Well, like, Trinity is like, I'm trying to be a good Southern belle.
And not punch this bitch in the face.
I guess what happened is that toxic environment then just resulted in Trinity being such a control freak that she was like, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah, blah, blah. No one seemed to have worked together.
I guess.
That their whole thing just really fell apart for me.
Well, Trinity picked out Peppermint to be her partner. She
Right.
seemed comfortable with her.
Sure.
But then that was...
Their chemistry was, well, I think that was Trinity's idea.
It was. She
And
said, Trinity,
I think it was Trinity's idea to do the you're sleeping with my husband thing.
Well, here's my question. Did they write those scripts? Okay. Really?
Yeah.
They didn't give them a template because they were taking notes and stuff.
I think they were just writing their scripts and writing their stuff.
Okay.
I think what happened though was that they also spent so much time arguing that they was never what they really needed was to have a conversation roundtable with everyone.
Right.
Of okay, so now that we have our groups of who's 2 and 2, we're thinking we're gonna do this thing where I'm pissed that she is stealing my husband. They'd be I don't know if that's gonna read.
I don't think that's
they
a good
needed
idea.
feedback from each other.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah,
but Trinity shut that down because Eureka was being so annoying.
So then Charlie and Cynthia are rehearsing. And talk about control freak.
Oh my god.
Trust me, you are going to want to see this.
And just say want. You're going to want to see this.
Oh my god.
Charlie was being so just you have to say this exactly right and you're not
Yeah.
doing it. See, that's why I thought maybe it was a script.
They weren't working together.
Okay.
I wish that Cynthia, instead of just being okay, I'll just listen to you and then do my own thing.
Yeah.
I wish she had just pushed back so that they could have collaborated. There just wasn't good communication on that team.
No. Except between Eureka and
Nina, which we didn't really see.
Which we didn't see at all.
Yeah, we didn't see their brainstorming at all.
Can't this show be 2 hours?
Right? So, first up for the challenge filming is Good Morning Bitches.
Alexis and Farrah
Yes.
are the hosts. Their thing was very short.
It was, right?
It seemed weird. I guess this ended up being because they never showed us any edited footage on the runway.
Right.
And so they showed you the good parts or the bad parts, right? But so I thought, wait, why is this was so short? This was really long. What's going on?
It was
I guess
really
we'll find out
confusing.
later. And then it was
And then would
oh
never
no, that
know.
was just why because they're not going to show us any more of it. But theirs was short and sweet.
The world's hottest fashion trend is acrylic toenail extensions.
Oh dear.
They pulled off that really vacant, cheery QVC lady. And they were talking about how acrylic toenails are the new
Oh my god.
the new hot thing.
And all I could think about was Raven.
She has acrylic toenails with white French tips.
Do you think that was the inspiration for that
God, I
news
hope
item?
so. Oh my god, I hope so.
Right. Oh god.
Oh my god, if one of them had made a Nicole Page Brooks joke, fuck.
I would have died.
It's from Nicole Page Brooks. Her latest line of acrylic toenails. That would have been
So shady.
Shady and so funny and such a deep pull.
Yeah. I thought they did a lovely job.
For how short it was, I was great. And
Sure.
I wanted to see more actually, and maybe the reason they didn't show more is because it was bad. I don't know, but I definitely was oh, I liked them.
So then is Aja and Valentina.
Right, with the gossip celebrity corner. I'll say this, the idea of this was funny. It was the new trend is drag queens without eyebrows or teeth. And I was the idea of that's funny. And the pictures looked silly. And it was okay. There was just no chemistry between them at all.
No. It was less than fine, but not terrible.
Next.
Let's move on to the next one. Oh,
And next we have
The timing was off.
It was all off.
low
And this is
energy.
where Aja's plan really backfired.
Right. They should have said, look, we've had this tiff. We were not getting along. Let's make our characters not like each other.
Sure.
And that'll be funny.
But I don't think it would. Look how it played off with Trinity.
Well, just be shady to each other. It doesn't have to be this long backstory about how I'm
Fair.
stealing your husband.
So then,
Yes.
the shining moment of this episode.
Of this entire episode.
Oh my god.
If we watch 5 more minutes of this.
I would just watch this over and over
Oh
again.
my god, it was so funny.
Shay and Sasha
Well, so they did a really smart thing because we've already been developing that they like kind of have crushes on each other, but they both have boyfriends, and so it's just like, oh, so they took that sexual tension and put it into this, and they both had like matching finger waved like short little wigs on, and they started, and it was just like, oh, you know, people don't eat enough chocolate. I know, right? I love chocolate.
Why not take a RuPaul's chocolate bar and put it in a salad?
Yeah, toss that salad.
Stir it up.
Shay has like a mouthful of chocolate. She's trying to say her line. She's like, oh, it's so good, right? Oh, God, sorry.
For queens that love the gym, for queens,
Tastes great, doesn't it?
oh, so good.
So you take a RuPaul's chocolate bar
Get out of town.
and you hide it in a stalk of broccoli.
You're just a magician.
This is like, just put it on a broccoli stalk.
You're a magician.
They're just like having the best time. Oh my God, it was so funny.
great.
Shay and Sasha were giving me some like Hoda, Kathy Lee. Let's get real, like, you know, sloshy on 10 a.m. on a Monday. You know, it was just real fun.
Exactly. We're gonna do a wine tasting this morning.
Great.
Okay. Cool.
Wines and cheeses. Like, it was just like fun.
Yeah, it was. Then it was time for their celebrity interview.
Well, it turned into like The View.
Right.
Where there's like 6 people interviewing one person in a round table.
Which is tough for a bunch of drag queens that are trying to like win and get the spotlight, you know?
They have to interview Naya Rivera.
Yeah, from Glee. I didn't even know. I love that they really ham-fisted that in there.
Well, because like what else though?
She was always one of my favorites on Glee.
Well, she had her book coming out.
Such a creative title. How did you come up with hashtag sorry? Oh, it wasn't hashtag. It was just sorry, not sorry.
The book is all about, you know, learning from your mistakes and being sorry about some things and not sorry about some other things.
Why does she have a book?
Who doesn't have a book? Jessica Wilde, Tales of the
Golden
Child.
If you don't know what a golden shower is, you are very naive.
Do you know what that is?
No.
If you don't know what a golden shower is, it's very naive.
So, I mean, their celebrity interview was fine. She certainly had her jokes prepared. Everyone had this weird, like, canned laugh. And they're like,
Are you happy to be here?
Hey, not on today.
you're so funny.
So, Trinity and Peppermint were the hosts. Yeah. Oh boy, was this weird and awkward.
It was so fucking weird.
There's a narrative going on that Peppermint is sleeping with Trinity's husband, so she doesn't like him, and then Peppermint's rubbing it in her face by saying that, well, I've got your husband's business card, because that's what people who are having affairs do. People give their business cards out all the time.
Sure.
It should have been like, well, I got your husband's dick pic on my phone.
Next was Charlie and Cynthia. This time it was
Sophie's Choice.
oh god, Sophie's choices.
Well, this just seemed labored.
You have to lick ice cream off Nick Jonas's abs or eat fudge off Chris Hemsworth's chest.
But here's the question: did they come up with that, or was that category given to them?
That's what I'm asking.
Maybe
they
like,
give them like an outline.
Maybe they were like, here's the things that we're gonna do, and like you guys have to write a script around it.
I think it was like, here's your props. I mean, at least for the DIY.
No, because they came up with the ideas of the ramen wig and the ham.
You think?
Yeah. You don't think so?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe not.
You know, these are the things I would like to know.
I would love to see that.
Like the fact that we don't know if they wrote them or not, I feel like is a problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, who wrote that and how, like, did it...
Because some of it felt really, like,
Canned.
producer written, right? Where it's like, well, okay. And then some of it was really not. So I don't know.
Anyway, Cynthia was funny.
I'm intolerant lactose. I don't mind to go all the way to the hospital just only to eat that banana split.
It was just so funny that after last week, and lactose intolerant!
Lactose intolerant! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Spasm! And then Cynthia says something, you know, slightly off or whatever, and she literally is like, look at that. And then you saw Trinity and Pepper, and Trinity was like, girl, can you see what the fuck is going on
Right?
here?
They're just like,
that was
oh,
the most
no.
natural moment.
It
between
was.
Trinity
It
and Peppermint.
was.
I mean, on paper, it seems like, you know, it seems great. Like this uptight sort of, you know, British person, right? With like
this crazy
Latina who can't really speak English,
loca.
and you know, she's like intolerant lactose, and she's like, that's not the Queen's English, you know, like something like. Charlie,
but that's what it needed to have
Charlie
been.
couldn't react to her improving, I guess, or whatever it was.
Exactly.
Which was weird because Charlie had literally said like, oh, I've done so much live stuff. I didn't know. It was she got in her own head or something.
I guess.
It was weird.
Well, she definitely was in her own head this whole episode.
Yeah.
So then the best part of their team was Nina and Eureka.
Oh
again in the DIY.
It was so funny.
So theirs was drag on a dime. So they're like,
you
here's
can buy this lace
front wig, but it's $7,300 instead. You can
Nina's
go.
like, just get your EBT card. You got this ramen noodle wig for $6, and Eureka's like, that one's delicious.
So I love that was like the gag was that it was like, it looks good and tastes good too.
Jail per cheek, $200.
Girl, a cheek. You're doing it all wrong, mama. Get this ham, girl.
Just get some ham, shoving it in the thing. That was really funny. And
It
Nina's
was.
look was really good too.
Nina's look was really good.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
She slayed this whole week. So their celebrity interview was kind of a mess.
Kind of.
It was a mess.
I heard somewhere that when you were 19, you lied on your resume to get a job at Abercrombie & Fitch.
I did.
Did you fudge the truth at all to get onto Glee?
Charlie's like, she started off real strong.
Well, she pulled, I was like interested. I was like, oh, where is this? I want to know the answer to this question. She pulls a full Chanel.
Was motherhood really all that you had expected it to be? Is it harder than what you had expected? Or is it kind of, right where you had planned it to be? Or had you really planned? Or did you even know?
But I was like, what's going on? I was like, where's Tori and Dean?
Right.
I needed like a better interview.
or Chad.
Chad Bono?
I'm thinking that Trinity and Peppermint are not noticing that it's time to wrap it up.
But so then the biggest issue I think was just that she was like,
Thanks very much for joining us. It's time to go to commercial.
and that's it, we have to go to commercial.
Right.
Instead of being like, well, I want to thank you so much for coming tonight. Like, she could have stolen it.
Yes.
And really put Trinity in the bottom and not her.
Yeah.
And been like, look, neither Peppermint or Trinity, the anchors,
did their job.
Yeah. And so I stepped in and saved the day and was like, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah,
You're
like,
such
oh
a
my
lovely
God,
guest.
Such a great guest.
We
I can't wait to
have
buy
you.
your book.
Exactly.
When's it available? Great. All right. Well, we have to go, but like, see you later.
So back in the workroom.
Everyone's getting their face on.
Yeah. And Aja really has like a come to Jesus moment.
I feel maybe I'm overconfident.
Aja, I'm not gonna lie, you're like oftentimes negative.
I think she needed to get knocked down a peg.
She did.
And take it in.
Yep.
And then
and process it.
And then move forward.
And I liked her exchange with Valentina, and I thought that Valentina had like a really insightful, helpful, like
I get Valentina is so mature.
It was
she says,
don't focus on me, don't focus on other girls, focus in on you.
And I was like, that's what she needed to hear.
Exactly.
And so that was really nice, She could have been real cunty back, based on how Aja had been treating her.
Oh my God, yes.
I just feel like I've been such a disappointment while I've been here. And I took it out in all the wrong ways.
But the funniest part was, so she's having this whole like moment of like realization, like, oh, maybe I'm not like the bee's knees, and like I need to kind of, like take this in or whatever. And she's painting on this like
unibrow.
Helga from Hey Arnold unibrow, and I'm like, what is this Hey Arnold theme that keeps happening? So then Aja like just straight up apologizes to Val. Like she's like, look, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I was being a bitch.
I'm really sorry.
I accept your apology, babe. Just let me finish doing my makeup. This is more important.
But so then, oh my gosh, like there was like a real, Charlie was having like a moment.
It was a death sentence. I've seen so many smart, beautiful, talented people go the route of the pills, drugs, the bottle. Society was telling them they are not good enough.
She has a whole different experience than all of these other queens. And I thought that was nice too. Like, I mean, Sasha really gets it.
Again.
But like, you know, like to bring up, although Cynthia did choose, you know, like a lot of the queens were like, no, you know, like it's important to like
remember
and bring this up and like, you know.
It was really touching. Charlie, she had lost all of her best friends, and it was, you know, she really had a moment.
She did. I mean, she was very emotional, I think, in general.
You're worth it, you're special, you're beautiful, and you're worth taking care of yourself. So you gotta stay strong, and you gotta rely on your friends.
This show does this better than anyone else. Charlie's having a full, like, meltdown, and she just goes,
My makeup is gonna be fucking ruined on the runway.
Do a smoky eye, girl.
Just do a smoky eye. A smoky eye?
I think I was thinking like a smoky eye.
Yeah, like a real dark, dark smoky eye.
I was thinking like an aubergine smoky eye.
Well, so everyone's sharing, or, you know, Charlie has just shared and then whatever, and then Valentina goes, I'd just like to share with you guys one of my disorders. And then Eureka makes a eating disorder joke.
Eating. Don't joke about that.
Which, how is she so, like,
tone deaf,
oblivious? Sasha's like, girl, don't, nah.
Like, do not do that.
And she gets all upset.
This is what I'll say. I don't think that anything is fully off limits to comedy.
Sure.
But that was the wrong moment.
Sure.
That's all I'll say.
That's fair.
That's
the
all
other
I'll
thing
say.
is that, like, it should have been about herself.
And also, it was a bad joke.
Yes.
But, like, I just don't like when it's
That's
like,
fair.
oh, we can't joke about this at all.
No.
That's what I don't like.
No, sure.
But
like, you have to...
And I feel like that's maybe what Eureka felt.
Sure.
But it was so the wrong moment to bring it up. Like,
well, she was just so self-unaware.
Well, just like having someone be like, can I tell you about my disorders? Joke. Like, it was just like, oh no.
I have a long history with eating disorders. You don't know
There are
it now
other
by looking at
types
me,
of eating
but so many
disorders
times
besides
in
not
my
eating.
life. Why are you talking over me, girl?
Like, don't joke about someone else having an eating disorder.
It was
that's
a
that's
bad,
rude.
like, weird insecurity. It was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then we never get to find out what
Valentina's disorder is.
And they just sort of, you know, have like a...
That was her, like, Jinx Monsoon narcolepsy moment, and Eureka fucking stole it.
Well, and then Eureka's like, what do you want me to do, girl? Get on my knees and beg? And it was just like, she was just like...
I love that
tone
Sasha
deaf.
was just like,
What do you want from me, girl? Do you want me to get down on my knees and beg you to forgive me?
Girl, please.
So, quick commercial break. And then we'll be back with the fastest runway ever known to, like, mankind.
I don't even know if...
It was just like...
Did it happen? I don't even know.
Right?
It was...
So, whatever we could glean from the 5 seconds that every queen was on screen. Not really critiques, but...
It was a mess.
It was.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And lip sync-ish. So I needed more wine, so we're going to take this moment to have a shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Try wink.com/MovieBitches. You get $20 off your first month of wine, which if you're like us, doesn't last very long, but that's okay. There's always more wine.
You didn't pour any.
Well, because I still have a little bit left. I don't want to mix.
What is this?
You got to be prepared. Always have one on deck.
Okay, I'm excited for when the transition happens.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, also, in case you didn't notice, I'm wearing my gefilte fish realness shirt in honor of Passover.
It's really cute.
Isn't it great?
I feel like I'm too Gentile to wear it.
Maybe.
But it's really cute.
You probably are. So, first down the runway. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh no.
Well, first I thought this whole thing was white.
No, it was like some, like, canary prairie home companion, like, I don't know what was happening.
Canary prairie. Ah! There was fallen ruffled shoulders with a ruffled bodice and then thick straps and oh boy, it was like a, you know, like a 70s prom dress, like long, ruffled, unflattering.
I did not. And then she didn't really have hips. Last week she had huge hips. This week she has no hips. I don't know. Did Matthew Anderson do her outfits too? Because, like, what's happening? And we can't go back to Project Runway Ru.
Oh, never.
We just can't let it happen.
So, first down the runway, Pheromone, looking adorable.
I really loved this.
I loved this.
She was giving me, like, pillow talk, but if Marilyn Monroe was in pillow talk.
If Courtney Act was in pillow talk.
Sure.
She was wearing her candy cotton pink wig.
Yeah.
And it was just really cute.
It was really cute. I thought she nailed this
point.
challenge. I thought of all of the looks, actually, this was the most, like, you know, nighttime negligee.
Oh.
You know what would have been really cute? If someone had done, like, a real oversized shirt and, like, a pillow.
If they'd done, like
a pillow fight slumber party.
Done, like, a pajama game, button-down shirt, you know,
Sure.
you're wearing the men's top of the pajamas only. Just, you know, and you've got the eye mask on your head and your, you know, in your hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're having a sexy pillow fight with yourself.
Sure.
And there's feathers going everywhere.
That would have been really
really
cute. Everyone was so slutty, and it's like, you didn't have to be slutty.
My biggest problem with this runway was a lot of the same.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Well, a few different categories, I would say.
Sure. She's either a hooker or a grandmother. A slutty grandmother.
Slutty, slutty, slutty. Trywink.com/MovieBitches.
That was a big pour.
I know.
That was a Cougar Town pour.
Big birthday here.
So, next on the runway, Alexis Michelle. Oh, girl.
All I can say is she is lucky she was on the winning team.
Why was she wearing ruffled bloomers? They were just like ruched. They were weird.
Is that what that was?
Well, the shape was odd.
It reminded me, it looked like she had a diaper shoved in between her legs. I mean, that's what it looked like to me.
This was wacky.
It was wacky.
None of it went together?
No.
I mean, it was all so disparate.
I will say when she like kind of did her little twirl to the side with the rose robe, it looked better. So then next up, Jamie, Aja! Looking the best we've ever seen her.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She looked like she was straight off the set of Damn Yankees. Whatever Aja wants, Aja gets. And little Aja wants you. Her makeup was good.
It was much better.
She looked much fishier. She didn't have the crazy lip, which really for me makes a huge difference.
She didn't have the crazy lip. It did have this sort of odd feature where the top had really long fringe, so it kind of looked like she just had really long nipple hair. It was a little weird because it like came out, you know, it wasn't. It was weird.
Next up,
yes,
Valentina. I liked this a lot.
I liked it a lot. I couldn't figure out what something was like wrong.
Okay.
And I couldn't figure it out, and then I figured it out. She did this nude illusion, and so she didn't have a belly button.
Oh.
I kept being like, what's going on?
Sure.
Are you Kyle XY? What's happening?
I think she was giving me some like ScarJo realness.
Oh, kind of. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I was like,
I was getting a little bit of like Rita Hayworth or Sophia Loren.
Yes.
Like screen goddess.
It's sluttier than that.
Sure.
But yes, that's why I think I went Scarlett Johansson.
What are you trying to say about Scarlett Johansson?
I mean... So next up,
yes,
Shea Coulee, who I said it weird.
I thought you were like having a
ooh,
like a burp, like trying to hold in a burp.
Shea Coulee.
This for me was much more like fashion. It didn't. Yes. It did not look like lingerie to me at all.
Well,
really.
that's fair. This was giving me, for some reason, it was really giving me like some Cleopatra realness. The bodice, I really loved the bodice.
Yeah,
although
it looked great.
I guess you're right, that's not necessarily, it's a little bit more superhero than like boudoir.
It was not boudoir for me at all. Like if someone like wore this, like went to the bathroom and was like, just gonna change quick, honey, and then like came out wearing this, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like you would be like, I don't understand. The wig was giving me Madonna and Dick Tracy. Like it was very, even the whole look really was giving me a little bit of a Madonna thing. It definitely seemed like she was gonna go like perform on stage in this.
Sure.
You know?
Yes.
Like
yes.
And I'm gonna get my mic.
Didn't she?
I mean, she did, didn't she?
But no, I know what you mean.
The shrug was like, it looked like she skinned Rosanna Dana. Like, it was like, really?
Rosanna, oh my god, yes.
Gotta flick that sweat ball.
She looked beautiful. I don't know if it fit the challenge.
Exactly. Which, like, whatever, really, but sure.
Sure.
So then next on the runway, Sasha Velour comes out in a look for the ages. I don't know what this was.
This, for me, was Be Our Guest meets Mad Hatter.
It was definitely like stripper Be Our Guest or something. Another unnecessary prop, this like neon candelabra. It was giving me, there's this scene in Barry Lyndon where the wife is like in this steel bathtub, just topless, but has this whole wig on, and it was just very that for me.
We haven't talked about her Mugatu wig. I do have to say, I really like her as a person, though.
Yeah, she seems rad.
Also, her lips.
Oh my god. Well, her face is always
flawless. Really stunning.
Yeah.
But there's something like the shading or the colors and the whatever. I love that, like, pops. So the next up is Trinity Taylor. This for me was like Playboy Bunny soccer mom.
Right? For me, it was very much like a Real Housewife that was like, guess what, honey? I'm gonna teach you what I learned in my pole dancing class. I can't wait to show Lou my new moves. It's gonna be a real spicy night.
Did you hear that, like, Eric Trump, or one of the Trump sons...
I don't want to hear about this.
No, but it's really stupid and funny. Follows a blowjob trainer on Twitter.
What?
And everyone's like, why does he follow a blowjob trainer on Twitter?
I didn't realize blowjob trainer was an occupation. Somehow it did not read as like sexy. It read as the Real Housewives of Duluth.
Sexy night.
You know.
Getting kinky.
Date night or something.
We're trying lace.
Next week, leather.
Oh my, that's too much.
There's a step, but two steps. Next week, silk.
There you go.
Okay.
So next up is Peppermint, and I just don't even know.
What the fuck was this?
I honestly just don't even know, and I love the shady editors.
We're gonna show you her like pantyhose gap.
Yeah.
That's like fluffing in the wind. Even like I could not get a handle on what this was.
No.
And then I think I cracked it.
Oh, good. Tell me.
I think what happened was she took a slip, and then she took like a corseted lace bra and put it over the slip and tied it, and so it like cinched the loose silk slip.
And that's why it was like kind of wrinkled and whatever.
Real messy.
It was really messy.
This was the worst.
It was absolutely the worst. And I just don't understand what the intent was.
She was not telling me a story.
No. So next up is Charlie Hines.
Yeah.
Who I thought actually looked really nice.
Oh, I loved this.
I really loved this too, and so it made me really upset when she was on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or when she was in the bottom 2, I should say. Because she deserved to be in the bottom 3 for like her performance.
Absolutely. It was very much like the madam of the whorehouse, right?
Sure.
It was very.
It was giving me, for some reason.
She was doing the business side of it all.
I didn't get business necessarily, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I don't mean business. I just mean like she was the madam.
Yes.
So she was taking care of the business.
Absolutely.
Not that she was dressed for business.
Wow.
Well, her business. It was definitely like, I mean, minus the boobs, but it was definitely like Dolly Parton, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Like, I'm gonna, walk down the stairs and tell all of my whores what to do, and like, everyone listen to me because I'm so fabulous. Which, by the way, why did no one do Dolly Parton from Best Little Whorehouse?
Why did no one do Dolly Parton for Snatch Game?
I mean, if someone could get her laugh, she has the most angelic laugh. Every time I hear it, my entire body is like lightened. I'm just like, oh my god.
Transcendent.
Yes.
She is really just wonderful.
Absolutely.
So next up.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh boy. Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I did not understand the judges' critiques on this one because what the fuck? She was wearing like a leather jock strap.
And then she just had a black corset. I mean, this was real crapped up, is what I would say.
Yes, it
black
was.
Corset, huge gaudy diamond choker. Did we forget to mention that she was also wearing angel wings?
We did.
Wait, and knee-high white plastic boots. Oh, this was.
I mean,
I guess she was going for like a Victoria's Secret angel.
Sure.
For some reason, it reminded me of. I think I just like conflated this in my head, but I had like a Happy Gilmore like moment where I was like, remember when he goes to his happy place?
Yes. Oh my God, and she like puts on those. Yes.
But then
that's all white.
But then remember when it's. The Shooter McGowan invades his happy place.
Yes.
And Julie Bowen's in like the black whatever, and then he's making out with the grandma.
And then it's like the kiss tongue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So somehow like Julie Bowen and the grandma like conflated in my head.
Yep.
That's where I went.
Okay. So speaking of messes, I mean honestly, I could have had a 4-way lip sync because this look was so bad for me. Eureka comes out.
The silhouette was so weird. It was so much
What the fuck was on her chest?
Why are you covering up the ladies? I didn't understand why it was so covered. I mean, it literally looked like she had like, her boobs were up on her shoulders. It was weird.
It was really weird.
This
also didn't read like boudoir negligee at all.
Not really. It was
Not
more
at all.
stripper. It was definitely like early 2000s Pussycat Doll dominatrix. You know, I mean,
that's generous.
Well, that's just like, I think that's what
Nicole Scherzinger does not deserve that.
No. I'm not saying it was good, but that I feel like that's what it was, the intent maybe.
So then, last, but the best.
Well, certainly the most inventive.
Yes.
Nina Bonina comes down the runway.
I loved this.
I loved it.
Nina Bonina serving some Nicki Minaj Dia de los Muertos realness.
Well, she took India Ferris tits,
Sure.
right? Her breastplate. And I really love the shapes that Nina accomplishes because she had just such a big ass, but then it really tapered down and like her ankles just looked like pinned. Looking at everyone else that I was like, I thought they had a bra and they, it was like, oh my God, look at this fucking thing. Yes. What is this? I don't know. I love it. It was very inventive.
So straight off, Ru's like, okay, Shay and Sasha, you guys win. Congrats.
Right. She's just like, Shay, Sasha, please step forward. You're the winners of this challenge. And we were
Here's
like,
$1,000.
Like, they don't even get a critique.
No, they don't even say, like, you did this great. This was hilarious. You did blah, blah, blah.
It's just like, anyway, move on. Also,
I mean, maybe they did and they just didn't show us.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah. What they win, $1,000 and...
A lifetime supply of hamburgers?
Oh,
was
something
it a
like that.
lifetime?
A year of hamburgers?
A year's worth of
I don't
hamburgers.
know.
The other team was all the bottoms, and they all got to talk to them.
The storyline that we went with, she slept with my husband, and so there was all this underlining despise.
There was a real underlining going on. They all, kind of got judged, but then basically they all had to say who they would choose to go home.
well, but before that, Nina, like, breaks down.
Well, yeah, Nina is, like, overcome.
Okay, Mama. I'm sorry. I'm just so grateful to be here.
I guess maybe she's just, like, maybe the emotions of being on the bottom, but then, like, realizing that she was gonna be okay.
So, Trinity and Charlie are in the bottom.
Yep, they lip sync to Britney Spears.
I Wanna Go.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, they're all in lingerie. This is gonna be a real sexy, sultry sort of lip sync.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick some song that's great,
Just like,
right?
yeah.
And then...
It was this.
It was this song.
I love this song.
I love this song.
As like a dance album anthem in the club.
Right.
I think this could be a great lip sync
for
the right people.
Yeah.
This was just not the right people. And like, I think given, so what we know now apparently is that Charlie like broke a rib or somehow injured her rib during
the cheerleading
the cheerleading bullshit challenge. And in addition to her being like, oh, I don't lip sync, I only sing live.
There was a lot. Well, I thought, oh dear God, how is she going to dance in those shoes?
Right.
Turned out she answered that question because she did not dance.
She didn't even move, though. And that's where I blame her.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, fine, she can't dance.
Up.
She's not, she gave up.
She absolutely
gave up. Because she could have, I mean, she walked down the runway.
Right.
So she could have pranced across the stage. Like, whatever.
Yes.
Come on, try. She didn't try.
No.
At all.
I mean, she didn't, it wasn't like a full Tammy Brown where she was just like, hey, babe.
No, it was not. But
yikes.
I have a lot of problems with this lip sync.
Okay.
But I really would have preferred to have seen
Peppermint
and Trinity for this lip sync.
Oh yeah.
I like Peppermint.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten anything from her so far that's like, oh, you gotta stay because you're gonna make it
No.
far.
Not really.
And like I would have loved to have seen Charlie on Snatch Game.
Oh my god, right? Like, do I really care what Peppermint's gonna
I don't know,
Not
right?
really. So, Trinity. I mean, she was giving me some Alyssa Edwards. Like, with her kind of like dancing that's good but crazy. She's doing like a death drop, but you think she might have actually hurt herself. Or like a somersault and you're like worried for her health. You know, there was a lot of just like, ah, are you okay? I think part of it was because Charlie was literally just standing there, but like she was doing so much that it seemed insane. And
It was definitely like cocaine, lithium. I guess the bummer for me is
he came in
defeated, just
like, well,
resigned.
the second that I'm in the bottom, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Which seems weird.
That does.
But she said I only sing live. But come on.
Also, like, okay, so you find out you're going on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I mean,
practice
it's like
your lip sync.
Practice your lip sync. Learn how to sew. Like
I'm sorry. Did you think you were gonna pull an Alaska?
Right.
Because you're not.
Or Bianca.
I hope, like Bianca, to get all the way through to the end without ever having to lip sync.
We haven't talked about the laziest part of this lip sync.
Lazier than Charlie? Yes.
I mean, I'm sure there's a story behind
There's gotta be some reason. Eureka is in the background.
In a chair.
Sitting on a chair. Real ladylike.
Oh, yeah. Real ladylike.
Sitting on a chair. I thought maybe there's gonna be like a Flashdance crossover. Maybe she's in a chair and they all look like strippers. It did not the case.
No.
That would have been pretty great though.
If I were Charlie, what I would have said was, look, I fucking broke my rib during your dumb ass nonsense bullshit challenge. I can't move around the stage like this crazy bitch.
Yeah.
So give us 2 chairs and I will sit here and lip sync for my motherfucking life.
Right.
But this is not fair. And it wasn't fair. But it didn't matter in the end because she just was like giving up anyway.
Right.
If it was like she was trying but she was like clearly not able to do things, then I would feel bad.
If she had taken a step.
Right.
You know, it was like she
like if she was just walking back and forth on stage and just been like, this is all I can do because I have a broken fucking rib because you guys designed a stupid ass challenge. Go fuck yourselves. Where's my workman's comp? You know, like, yes, I'm here with that.
Yes, at least that's something. So I mean, this is unprecedented. The girls in the background heckling her, saying
it
wasn't quite heckling, but they were just like, Charlie,
come on,
do something.
I think they really were just because I think they could tell that she was giving up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the thing.
But it was like shocking. Like multiple people were screaming.
Yeah. I don't know. She just didn't. I mean, she literally just was patting her pussy and.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about like so. It definitely seemed like she had to pee. Or was like diddling herself, right?
In the dark of fucking night.
It was weird.
Yes. So Trinity wins. Charlie goes home.
Oh yes.
I am disappointed that that's how it ended up.
Yeah.
It was a lame lip sync. We haven't watched Untucked yet.
No.
We're gonna try and mash them together.
It might look different.
It might.
We're gonna film it the next day.
Yep, and it's just gonna be what it is. So I forgot to mention, so the other thing about Eureka's outfit, though, was that it's the return of the Chianti bottle. Like, untucked.
Untucked. They start, once again, with the black and white.
Well, of course. That's just what it's going to be. It's just like...
There was one shady moment where they
do a
close-up of Kimura's masking tape where her drink goes and just... dramatically tear it away. I mean, the PAs are becoming cast members on Untucked, and I couldn't care less.
Yes.
Where the main episode was like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's over. This was like, okay. It took 5 minutes for them to enter the room.
Right?
Just walking. Oh, let's show them walking some more. And I was just like, okay.
And if there's not enough content, then just cut right to it and be like, here it is. It's 13 minutes this week.
Or, oh, this week, since the runway was so quick, here's the extended runway on Untucked.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
The episode starts and Aja was talking about how she really had a lack of confidence in being beautiful.
Yeah.
That she was very confident in her performance and all of that stuff, but that like she's been told a lot that she's ugly, which is horrible.
Yeah.
And that she was afraid to do just a beauty makeup because people have told her that she's not beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's horrible. But I'm glad that now I know.
Sure.
And that she's working on it and changing it up
because
it was too severe and crazy last
It was crazy.
I've always struggled with the idea of beauty. So I have to feel confident and maybe channel that in myself.
I thought she looked much better this week.
Oh,
you could, like, see features on her face.
No, it was great.
And then a really strange moment that I can't quite figure out.
Yeah.
Alexis is like...
I remember as a little, middle schooler, high schooler, getting the free gay magazines and flipping through them and seeing Peppermint in the magazines.
So I was like, how the fuck old is Peppermint? How old is Alexis?
Turns out Peppermint's 37, Alexis is 32. So what? She made it seem like it was like Lady Bunny, you know?
She made it seem like Peppermint is like a cool 57.
Yeah.
You know?
like Peppermint was in RuPaul's graduating class. Like, I don't understand.
It was so crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, shade. What? So they're all gabbing, and then the bottom girls come in.
Yes.
And are all sitting around, and Trinity is basically looks like, look, I'm gonna tell you what's up, and then I gotta go rehearse. Because she was like,
knew.
I'm going in the bottom. Like, I'm going home. Like, I'm not going home. I'm not going home.
I'm not going home.
They all had to pick who they thought was gonna go home. And she goes, well, Charlie, I just said you because I know they're not gonna put you in the bottom.
You're not. Like, there's no way they're gonna
So
pick
she
you.
was like a throwaway. You're just
Right,
like, let me
because
just...
they're not gonna choose her.
Trinity has said why she picked Charlie, and then Eureka is like, well, let me tell you why I picked Trinity or whatever, and they get into a bit of a tiff.
Right.
I'm not upset that you picked me at all. I completely...
Well, you retaliated like you were
if
pretty
you would let
upset.
me finish...
It wasn't that good of a tiff.
It was
pretty good.
I mean, it was, you will finish when I tell, like, you'll speak when
I will, you will speak when I am done.
No, I said
no, I'm
this
not
is
done.
why...
I'm not done.
No, you're done because I'm gonna tell you why you're done.
They fighting back and forth, they're talking over each other and whatever, and then Trinity just goes, I'm leaving.
I mean, the thing is that it just basically depends on your definition of a team leader, right?
Right.
In Trinity's mind, she told everyone what to do, she assigned everyone their roles, and she made sure that everything got done.
It was like sink or swim.
Yeah.
And she sank herself, so that didn't help.
I think if she had just been a little bit more receptive and a little bit more like, let's check in 10 minutes and see how...
Let's all at least do a read-through together.
Let's break out, come back in 10 minutes, and we'll read through it and make sure that everything's working. That's all she really needed to do.
Right? And so they could have been like, girl, maybe the business card is the wrong direction. But then they keep cutting to Nina, who's like laying dead,
just like dead
on the ottoman, like, she's trying to get up and she can't, and they're just like,
I love that moment where Alexis is like, look, I can almost get all of my hands all the way around. I can't even get one hand around your thigh.
No.
Yeah.
They were reading Nina for her look and being like, it wasn't boudoir. I mean, I don't know what boudoir this is, but I want to know.
I mean,
like,
whatever.
I don't want to be there because it seems terrifying, but I want to kind of just like give me a little bit of the details.
She could have been like the Bond girl in
Spectre.
Yeah, in Spectre, right? Whereas
I mean, that would have been exciting. We're like, what the fuck?
Like,
is
this was her outfit. Oh, he like took her to bed. Now he's gotta go kill someone.
So Trinity has come back and she's, practiced or whatever it is. And they're all talking and Nina goes, well, girl, you do have like a don't fuck with me face.
I've got 50 units of Botox in my face, girl. I don't know what y'all want from me.
So So Charlie's leaving, and he's looking through everyone's notes, and he's reading them. He's getting emotional, and it was really sad and touching. And then he gets to Aja's, and she's just like,
surprisingly, Aja's handwriting is really, really neat. I expected like really erratic.
And then finding out that Charlie was gonna do Joan Rivers.
oh my god. Charlie's leaving.
Why would they rob us of that?
I'm so bummed.
Right?
I'm so bummed out.
And I'm also disappointed that I'm not going to get to do Joan Rivers in the Snatch Game.
And then she leaves in a terry cloth robe, flip-flops, and a fabulous zebra hat. It was just really good.
It was
and then
great. I was like, is she going to the airport like this?
I had this narrative in my head, like, so then she got on the plane in the robe. Great.
I also feel like Charlie seems like the diva that would have been like, oh, they booked me on like economy class from London. I'm upgrading myself. I only fly business transatlantic. Anyway, so cheers to next week.
Sure, cheers to next week.
YouTube's having some issues with ads.
Yes.
So we have a PayPal at MovieBitches if y'all feel generous.
Yeah. If y'all feel generous.
Right, or if you want to send us some fun shit, like someone was saying, if I only had these shorts, well, these are pink and the others are red, and I have blue and gray, but there's more colors. So if you want to send a Bonobos gift card, I am here for it.
Oh yes, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, or AMC gift cards.
Oh,
or
for movie tickets, that would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, thanks.